you all. I want to apologize. It's just been a very, very hectic week. So I haven't had the chance to do as many streams as I wanted to, but it's all good because I'm going to definitely do more real soon when I get back to good old America. Not that I don't love Canada. It's great. Actually, I have a really funny story. So I don't know if I ever told you guys. No, I definitely did. I told you one time the worst road rage I've ever seen in my life was in California, Southern California. And this guy was waiting for his grandmother or something. I'm pretty sure it's his grandmother. There was this guy waiting for his grandmother, but he was like probably 30s, 40s. He was just like blocking in a parking lot, blocking all the other cars to exit. I was one of those cars, but I was like 2 cars behind his car, and everybody was honking at him because he was blocking like the entire space. Nobody could get in and out just because he, I don't know, didn't want to park properly, or there wasn't any parking spaces, but he refused to move and he was waiting for his grandmother. So this one car that was like closest to him just kept beeping at him, I guess very aggressively, maybe shouted something through the window. I couldn't really hear. And like this guy, when he finally his grandmother came, he like I guess backed up a bit to let the other car go in front of him. He didn't let his grandma in the car. He ended up chasing the car that was beeping at him all the way like down multiple roads, windows down. It was like a really old car, so he had to like roll the window down. And then he like put both his middle fingers up. Don't try this at home, kids. He put both his middle fingers up and just like started swearing like crazy. And I was just like drive behind this, all of this happening. I was mind blown. Like, I'm like, oh my God, is someone gonna die today? Because like someone honked at somebody and everybody's just road raging. And then the lady, I think it was the lady that was the one that originally honked at him for blocking the damn roads. She was like so scared. I think she just tried to drive and get away from him. And he kept like, not hitting her car, but just swerving very closely and just following every turn that she was making. And it was just like so insane. So that's the US for you. I don't see this all the time, but that's like America, okay? In Canada. I was I was looking for a parking spot. I think that's what was happening. I was walking towards my parking spot. Walking towards my parking spot, and I swear to God, I've never seen this in my life. There were 2 cars. Like, I guess they were like one car was behind the other very closely, so maybe like they almost bumped into each other. Both drivers got out of the car, and it was one dude talking to another dude, and the guy was like, "Look, so you were driving very dangerously, and like we could have gotten into an accident. So like this is why you don't blah 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 blah." And I was just like, this would never ever happen in the US. Like, I've never heard people try to actually explain to someone why they shouldn't have cut them off or driven the wrong way, and then to get out of both their cars and still have such a civil conversation. I was like, man, Canadians are honestly a whole other level. Like that would just like that's never happened. Like, I've even been in situations where like people in the car with me, like not me personally, but people in the car with me would like argue with others once you both step out of the car. It's like pretty aggressive, or even like both windows down and just like screaming, yelling at each other, or like I don't know, just dirty looks. I've just never seen anything so civil where like the other guy was just like listening, like, yep, okay, yep, no, you shouldn't. That's why, like, not word for word what I just said, but you get the gist. Like, these Canadians were just like explaining to each other totally like civil tones. Just, this is why you shouldn't do this because it's really dangerous and you could have almost hit me. Like that's not good. And then the other guy was just taking it like, yeah, super chill. I loved it. Just want to share that with you guys, that there's another way to solve problems around the world. Hey there, Ken. Welcome to the stream. Mr. Amore, thank you for being first. Definitely welcome to my community members. I want to say again, if I don't say thank you enough, thank you so much for supporting my channel. But for all of you guys, thank you for being here. Smash the like button if you haven't already, and make sure you're subscribed. Okay, so I'm going to be quick because I do have to go to dinner. assets seized. This is from Jerry News. Honestly, guys, I told you once before, I don't really know Andrew Tate, but I keep seeing him on my feed. So it's like I learn random things about him without really ever having cared like who he is, how he made his money. But I just want to share with you like one thing that I saw online that I thought was really hilarious. So it says on January 16th, Romanian authorities have seized more than $4 million in assets belonging to Andrew Tate, including his Bugatti. Obviously, I guess his message to Greta, right? That's her name. That he has a bunch of cars and there's like more to come or whatever. I guess this is almost like karma, maybe. But what I wanted to bring up about him, because again, I don't know too much about this dude, is like I watched this video that popped up on my feed on Twitter and I was just really confused. like like he has charges, like there's many charges like relating to women under him, right? And then there's like women who step up and like speak for him and say like he's really good guy or like he's like family or whatever. But then there's this video of him that's like completely real and he's like I think doing an interview or something like that and he's talking to somebody. I don't know like what the context is, so let me know if I'm misinterpreting this and like you know where this came from. But he was basically just like telling someone that he makes a lot of money because like, or not because that's where all his money comes from, but he was explaining to some other guy, like it sounded like a podcast to me, but he was explaining to someone that he has a lot of girls that work for him and they're all like these really hot girls. And these girls talk to these guys, these really wealthy dudes. And he's saying like these girls wouldn't make nearly as much money, not even like a tenth of the money or whatever, something like that. If the woman didn't have, if the ladies didn't have him, like he is the one that has the genius mind, he says, to help make these ladies make a lot of money. And also I was listening, I was like, oh, okay, like how do these women not be able to come up with these strategies? Like, how is he able to help these women make so much money? Like, what is this? What are they doing? And like, what are these women doing with these guys? Like, I just didn't understand. So I was listening, and he was saying how he would have these women. Basically, I guess they would each take a cut of like, I guess he would get a cut for almost like schooling them. I don't know if it's like some type of a course they take or whatever. You can do your own DD, entertainment purposes only. I'm not a pro in Andrew Tate and his business and how he makes money, but he's saying like that he gets a cut. These women would, for example, this is like the literal example that I heard. I'm still confused what I heard. But basically, he said that there's this girl, for example, and she would have never met this guy in real life, but she would talk to him, like, let's say online. Okay. Some dude that's really rich, I guess, is obsessed with the girl. She would then ask him to like meet her at the embassy or whatever, try to get through immigration or something like that. And like she needs money. And then he would send her money, but then she would come up with like these are tactics. Like she would come up with these smart tactics, these things to say to the guy, like, oh, like I didn't feel well today. Like I'm sorry I didn't show up to the embassy or whatever. I guess he would be disappointed. This guy who paid money would be disappointed because he didn't get to see the girl. And then afterwards, he would get mad, but then she would be like turning it on him, almost like gaslighting him and be like, okay, well, like no guy ever treats me right. Like, why would you do this? So then it would make the guy feel more guilty. And then Andrew Tate then therefore says that that's kind of like a tactic because then the guy would feel so bad that he is the bad guy for having made her feel bad, that then he would end up like she would not talk to him for a few days and then he would end up sending her more money. I just thought this is hilarious. Like again, I don't know what this is. Is this a business? Is this like some type of serious business model? Do people pay taxes on this? Like I just don't understand this. So let me know in the comment section below or over here if you really know what's going on, if you ever heard this interview. But that popped up on my feed. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not faked. Maybe it was. But yeah, it was really strange to me. And I guess the strangest part to me is not to make fun of him and to say like I don't think he's a genius because obviously he's done really well for himself. He's way more money than me. But I guess I don't really think that's genius. If that's a tactic, I feel like I could have taught those girls that. Like I don't think that was that hard of a thing to do. It's basically like what he just explained, what he did just sounds to me like I don't know, like your very baseline storyline and like any easy Netflix show you could pull up, or like some really lame story of a girl trying to fool a guy into either giving her more money or being more interested. It's just kind of like playing hard to get, but different, and like a lot of mind games. But I don't know. I just don't really think that that was that genius. Maybe that's just my personal opinion from what I just said. Let me know if you think that what she did, if she was able to get more money out of this person. I don't know why this person would pay more money, but if that is the fact and you think that's genius, I would love to know why. But anyways, continuing on. Oh, hi there, Lenny, Luke, Food and Travel. Welcome. I'm Sybil. I'll let you out even after what? Wow. What about Sadama today? What about Sadama? I have no idea. You let me know, Ken. Oh God, Andrew Tate, what we call in the UK a price blend. I don't know what that is. Bangs on about how guys need to man up and stop simping. Yet his entire fan base are the biggest simps going. The irony is lost on them. I did not know that that's what his whole thing was about. Okay. So he is all about telling guys to stop simping, and then his entire fan base are just a bunch of simps. Gotcha. Gotcha. Not my words, Bardistas. Again, I don't know how he makes his money, but he seemed very confident that, like, you know, he can basically help girls, a bunch of girls, but then he was relating it to the embassy. So I didn't really understand if this is some type of like an immigration thingy. And if that is an immigration thingy, like, how is that legal? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's really murky. If not illegal, that's really murky with most governments, right? Like, I don't know what they're doing, but it just sounds really wacky to me. But sure, good for them. If the girls are happy and he's making a lot of money, and if the girls are in fact saying that he's just like family and treats them well or whatever. Um Mr. Moore. Oh, Lucy, I make a whole year thanks to you, my dear. You what? Make a whole year? What does that mean? Did you make a lot of money? I mean, I'm not going to take any credit if you guys make money, because never financial advice. Do your own DD, entertainment purposes only. But I really appreciate you guys being here. Hi there, Kenneth. He runs a predatory cam girl business. Oh, I don't know what's a Wally. It sounds very UK of you. All these terms. Um, what's a cam girl? Is that like OnlyFans or like different from OnlyFans? Do you like, what is it? Like, are you just, what is a cam girl? Help? Is it like the cam girls talk to these guys and then he gets paid like a cut of it? And then is this like legal? But I don't think that's why he's like, you know, getting his assets seized. Obviously, I'm not going to say the word, but R A, two more words. That's one of the alleged criminal activities. And then yeah, like a lot of other stuff relating to girls is what I'm hearing. Hi there, Legendary. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, enough about him. I just want to share that because I just thought that the idiot. Am I saying it right? Is it Wally? Wally. What to Wally? Hi there, Joseph. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, sorry. I don't have enough time to talk about Andrew Tate, but I just want to share that because I just thought that that was such a weird interview. And like, oh, also one thing I thought he was funny. He's like, I am just like giving this, says something about like along the lines of like, he doesn't need to do this because he doesn't need the money, but he's like helping people or something. Like, I don't know what he's saying that he's helping people and he doesn't need the money for. But he also, that was within like the same podcast thing that I was listening to. I just thought it was so weird. Okay. I guess there's a lot of weird things happening in 2023. TikToks of Prince Harry. I don't even know if he's a prince anymore. I don't know if they took away that title from him, but that's also just so whack. Anyways, enough about them. Let's talk about the TV shows I finally binge and ended. I am still watching Grey's Anatomy. I'm almost caught up. I'm on the 18th season, guys. I forgot when I started, but I think I started before, like 2 months before October. So I'm pretty sure I've been watching Grey's Anatomy since like September or maybe August. So if you want to know how long it takes to watch 18 seasons, it's probably August, September, October, November, December, January. It takes you less than 6 months to watch over 20 years of art. So I've never done this before. I've never watched and I've never binged anything that was 18 seasons in my life, but never say never. I'm almost done, almost at the end. I will say I'm kind of losing interest in Grey's Anatomy because I just feel like they killed off so many characters I like. I still love Grey, obviously. I still love Meredith. But I watch it now and I'm just kind of like doing other things while I'm watching it. But overall, I still think it's a great show because I think I'm just interested in like all the different types of diseases and the different types of healing, the medicine involved, and all just different things that they feature. So I think Grey's Anatomy will always be something that I think I just watch as like my comfort show. But I'm not like crazy suspense excited anymore. I love the beginning seasons. I think really when they killed off Derek, it broke my heart because I absolutely love Derek. And then when they killed off Jackson Avery, I love Jackson. I loved him so much. The year is 2036. Luci is still watching Grey's Anatomy and she still hasn't sold her Doge. Bardistas, don't do that to me. What if it happens? That's bad because I want to sell my Doge bag. I do when it's $3 or $1. So you can't jinx us and say it's never going to get to $1 or $3. Just kidding. I might sell before that. But anyways, what was I going to say? Yeah. So Wednesday, I'm just going to quickly talk about Wednesday, Netflix. I watched that first, binged it in like 2 days, literally. Wednesday was amazing. I don't even think I'm going to rate it. I'm just going to say this. Wednesday was amazing. I finished watching Alice in Borderland like literally within 2 to 3 days after Wednesday because I was super excited to watch both of these shows. Alice in Borderland, definitely highly recommend. 2 I'm talking about because I already watched Alice in Borderland 1 and I told you guys about it. This is like way back. I think we've been waiting over a year, right? But Alice in Borderland 2, just the whole series of Alice in Borderland, I think is way better than Wednesday. I'm sorry. I think Wednesday was amazing. I had a lot of fun watching it. Some parts I was like, WTF Wednesday, like no. And honestly, some parts I guess were extremely predictable. I kind of knew who the bad guy was the entire time, which is something that I personally don't like that much. Like I like a little surprise factor and I thought Wednesday was entertaining. Like, I don't think I would watch it twice. It's not something I would watch it twice. Alice in Borderland, honestly, it was so confusing. I would probably have to watch it twice. I got most of it, but it's like one of those shows where like I can't like watching Wednesday, I can play on my phone, do other things, and then watch Wednesday. But when you watch, I feel like these intense Japanese shows like Alice in Borderland 2, when I look away for a little bit, I'm like looking at stocks or crypto or whatever, and like I doze off for like a second. I look back at the screen and I feel like I'm not understanding it 100%. So definitely Alice in Borderland, I would want to watch again just to like understand it at a better scale. But I feel like I still already do. And yeah, Alice in Borderland is just, it's so good. I would say Alice in Borderland definitely love more than Wednesday. And now for the spoilers. If you didn't watch it, either of these, please close your ears or just get off the stream because I don't want to spoil it for you. I hate it when people ruin shows for me. Not going to do that to you guys. So 1, 2, 3. All right, spoiler time. Wednesday, obviously very straightforward. I definitely know that there's going to be a season 2, one of like Netflix very successful TV shows. So happy for Jenna Ortega. She's a wonderful actress at such a young age. I can't believe she's only like like under 20 years old, 19 or something. Fantastic show. I could definitely see like I definitely think she'll like come back to the school or they'll do something else, but I'm very excited to see what happens. I feel like I hope that in the next season for Wednesday that they have more of like the family getting played into it because I like her mom, the actress for her mom. And I think that it would be nice to see like more roles, like more scenes for her brother, her younger brother, and then like just Uncle Fester and the whole family and everything. And then also, I'm very curious. Obviously, like the waiter guy who I always knew was bad. I kind of wish that they didn't just make him like, I don't know if he's going to ever turn good again or if there is a part of him because Jekyll Hyde, whatever. I was wondering if there is a piece of him that is actually good. They made it seem like he's just all pure evil, I guess, in the last few episodes. But I'm hoping that in the next season, maybe they'll give him a chance to like, I don't know, possibly turn good. So then there could be like more of a decision for her. Because right now, I think she's probably going to end up with I don't know if he's a siren. He didn't really have any cool superpowers except for turning the spider thing and turning art into like things that she could smash. I just wish that he would become more powerful. I thought he was kind of lame. Like if he was the love interest of Wednesday, I'm like, you're kind of weak. Uh, that guy, I forgot his name. I can't remember any people's names except for Wednesday. I'm sorry, I don't even remember her best friend's name. But the dude, the classmate that looks evil, but he actually turned out to be a good guy. That guy, I hope they make him stronger, more powerful, because I didn't feel like he protected her or did much for her. He was just kind of like in love with her. Like, you didn't do anything. I didn't really like that. And I didn't think he was strong. Like, I didn't think he was good enough for Wednesday in terms of power. Like, you go to a school of like these powerful kids. And I just don't think that he's good enough for Wednesday. So I feel like she doesn't have any proper like love interest. So I hope that he gets stronger in the next season and then the bad guy just ends up, I don't know, like maybe having a side of him that's good so she can make the decision. But I hope she obviously ends up with the good guy who just looks evil. Queen and Seattle, Washington. Wait, Seattle? Wait. All right. Ken, I don't know who you're responding to. Volti change is here for DeFi tokens to burn their supply, Ken says. Mr. Moore says, Lucy, I'm telling you, Wednesday and Doge Mars are the greatest gems we have in this time. Do you mean Wednesday is the greatest gem we have in this time, or do you just mean Jenna Ortega? She has a very strong fan base. Fun fact about her that I just saw like a video on TikTok, Mr. Moore. I don't know if this is still true because I don't know how old it is, but she was like doing this really quick interview, Jenna Ortega, and they were asking her like, why doesn't she have social media? And she was saying something like, whether social media is good or bad for you, she's like, I can't do it because I can't imagine that being like healthy. So I guess she doesn't have social media at all. I don't think she has TikTok. I don't think she has Instagram or like really any type of social media because she thinks it's not really healthy. Which is funny. Like, I think that's a little like contradictory because like if you're doing a Netflix show and it gets really big, you want it to do well, right? I would assume if you're an actress, you want it to do well. If you want your show to do well, things like TikTok, like the Wednesday dance that I did as well, like those trends only boost your show. So it's almost like you can't really say you hate social media if you are an actress, in my opinion, because you're getting boosted or your show, what makes you money, is getting boosted thanks to all of these social media platforms, including Instagram, including YouTube, including TikTok. So I thought that that was kind of funny. I mean, I totally get her. Mental health first. If she thinks it's unhealthy for her, then that's her decision. But it's just that if you're going to be a part of Hollywood or you're going to be a part of this world that creates content and you basically it wouldn't make sense for you to not want your show to be popular and therefore be a trend and therefore boost your show. You're kind of adding to social media, which again, I don't think is a problem here, but to each his own. I know a lot of people that wants to unplug. All right, now to Alice in Borderland because I gotta go soon. I loved it so much. I was literally binge watching it harder than I was Wednesday. Like I was binge watching Wednesday too. Ooh, my laptop wants me to go too. My laptop is running out of battery. My bad. Alice in Borderland. Everyone thinks that it's over. Like apparently it's over. I think it came from like an anime or whatever. I don't know what happened at the end of the anime. Let me know down in the comment section below after you smash that like button. But everyone says that they think it's over. Like there's not going to be a season 3. It looks like a proper ending, to be honest, when I watched it. A lot of people like online were apparently saying, this is what someone else told me that they read online, and people were like, I hate Alice in Borderland 2 because the games, there wasn't enough excitement. There wasn't enough action. It was too emotional. And a lot of people just didn't like the ending. Like they were hoping for like this grand scale ending where like you find out who the bad guys are, why they were here. It was going to be like really dramatic. And I think a lot of people felt like it lacked that dramatic climax, but I loved it. Like if I had to, like I thought of so many possibilities, some of which they mentioned. And then, the lady, the Queen of Hearts in the end was like, no, that's not it. That's not it. And she was joking. I thought up almost all of the things that she was making up. Not the one where he was like psychiatric patient. But I couldn't guess that it was just meteorites. But I thought that that was the perfect ending and that they were in the hospital. So, and I think like it's really cool that they made it so that that 1 minute they were in the border, like that 1 minute their heart stopped, that's probably why they were in the games. And the fact that at the Shibuya area, like the crosswalk in Tokyo, when the meteorites came down, they all technically saw each other probably through peripherals, but they might not have remembered it because all of us every single day, like we take in so much images, so much information, so much data that when we dream about people, we don't even know that we might have seen them on the subway, we might have seen them on the street, standing next to you when you're grabbing a coffee. Like I just thought that that was such a lovely and realistic end to it all. That you might have had a dream and then you see these people because you know them through like in real life. So I just thought it was like absolutely perfect. And yeah, I don't think there'll be a season 3, but I think because they like zoomed in on the Joker at the end, like that Joker card, and they made it seem like, I don't know, very eerie that maybe there'll be another season 3, maybe they'll bring in a Joker, or maybe they could just say that that whole ending. Like I feel like they don't need to. I feel like it's a beautiful ending, but if they wanted to, they could be like, "Oh, like season 3 just mess with you guys, like that whole hospital scene, like you're still in the game. Even though you chose to like opt out of the game, you're still in the game." Because I just hated that they didn't talk about, you know what? I think there will be a season 3, or they should make it, because they never talked about those 2 guys. Remember those 2 murderers or those bad guys? Those bad guys from the game room with Chishuya, like the white hair guy. You know how they had that game where you had the collar thing and it would pop your head if you didn't get the right spade or clover, or like the card symbol right. That game, there were 2 murders that came out, and at the end of Alice in Borderland 2, they said that they wanted to stay and become citizens. So I wonder if they just became citizens and basically quote unquote in real life died, or maybe something else happened to them, and then we could like watch shows continuing on with those bad guys, and we don't have to see the previous actors anymore because they like survived. I don't know. I think that would be really, really cool. I honestly love Alice in Borderland so much that I would want to watch season 3 and really more games, because even though I loved Alice in Borderland 2, I feel like there wasn't enough games. Like I said, the game with the collar thing, I thought that was like fun. That was probably like the coolest one. I mean, not the dying part, but just like the concept of playing that game, I think was pretty cool. I just think that this kind of sucked, like the dodgeball game that they featured shortly but didn't tell you the rules. That looked really just like aggressive to me. I didn't think that that was really fun. The tag one also was just kind of boring. It wasn't really intellectual. I would love to be introduced to more games that are like interesting, for like if they ever do a season 3. But the games were definitely better, I feel like, in season 1 than it was for season 2. Okay, I just gotta read some of the comments and I gotta go. Right. Jenna Ortega, I mean, Mr. Moore says, yeah, I know. You're definitely a fan of Jenna. Jenna is by far my favorite actor in this age. Do you mean like at her age? Because she is definitely one of the better actresses I feel like I've seen at her such a young age. But overall, she's a great actress. I definitely agree with you on that, even though I haven't seen much from her. Also, great dancer. Wait a minute. Am I the only weeb in here? What? Stay volted. Happy MLK Day. All Kambasi says, yes, absolutely, guys. There is a small bit of weeb in each and every one of us, Miss Moore. Can I get a proper definition of weeb? Is it like dweeb, but like a web dweeb? Okay, I gotta go because my battery is literally running out. I don't have my charger here. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely night. Take care.